Good morning, year ones, and welcome to Tuesday's literacy lesson. I hope you are all well today. We're going to start off our literacy lesson today with some capital letter work like we did yesterday. So yesterday we were using capital letters for names of people. Okay, we know that when we write someone's name, it's a proper noun, so we need to put a capital letter, and it's the same with names of places. So we got some places on the board. We have St. Mary's School. We have Yate, okay, the town that the school is in and where lots of you live. We've got Bristol, which is the city which we live near. And then England, which is the country we live in, okay? So these are names of places, but they are missing their capital letters. What I would like you to do is pause the video and write down in your book these places, but with their capital letters. So pause the video and have a go. Okay, year ones. Hopefully then you have corrected the names of places and you now have St. Mary's School with a capital S, a capital M and a capital S for school. This is a proper noun. It's a name of a specific school, the school that you go to. So we need to use capital letters. Okay, hopefully you've put a capital Y with Yate, okay, the town in which we live in. And then hopefully you have put a capital B for Bristol, the city that we live near. And then capital E for England. Okay, well done, year ones. So over the next couple of weeks, we are exploring non-fiction. Now remember, non-fiction is information, okay? It's not stories. That's fiction. We're looking at non-fiction text, so information text. And yesterday we explored the features of non-fiction text, okay? And hopefully you enjoyed reading some non-fiction texts at home and identifying the different features. So I'd love to see what you can remember now. So here is the stick insects information book that we looked at yesterday, and I have got some labels here of some of the features, but I've covered them up. Can you remember what the names are of some of the features that I have got boxes for? So pause the video and can you work out what the features are? Okay, year ones, hopefully you have come up with the names of the features. So let's see, what do we think this is? That's right, it's the heading or the title. Okay, the heading tells us what this information is about. So we know that this information page is about skinny stick insects. Brilliant. Okay, now this one is information. Okay, we know that non-fiction texts are information. We have lots of facts and information in our non-fiction text. Okay, so this is pointing to that. Okay, what do we have here, year ones? That's right, we have page numbers, okay? It's important to number the pages so that you can look at the contents page, find out something that you'd like to learn more about and turn to that page. Okay, can anyone remember what this was here? What is this? It has a special name. That's right, year ones, it has a diagram with labels. Fantastic diagram with labels. So we got a diagram of a stick insect and these are telling us, they're pointing to certain parts and they are giving us the name of what that is. Brilliant. Okay, hopefully you all know this one. This one was a photograph or a picture. Fantastic. And often in non-fiction text, we have lots of pictures because that helps us understand the information on the page. And alongside the photograph, we have something here, okay, a little description of what that photograph is showing. Can you remember what we call that? That's right, it's a caption, year ones, well done. Okay, so we explored that we had a heading, okay, at the top of the page. We also have another type of heading. Can you remember what this type of heading is? That's right, it's the subheading, okay, so a smaller heading with which helps you organise your information. Okay, hopefully you had remembered lots from yesterday's learning. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at another type of non-fiction. Okay, we're going to be looking at a non-chronological report. That's a long word, isn't it? Non-chronological. Should we try and have a go at saying it? So I'm going to have a go first. Non-chronological. Non-chronological. Well done, year ones. Okay, so a non-chronological report is a piece of non-fiction writing. So if it's non-fiction, we know that non-chronological reports must include lots of information, okay? Lots of information. Now, the words non-chronological, that's telling us something. It's telling us that it does not appear in time order, okay? So non-chronological means time order. So if you were reading a newspaper report, okay, about an event, it would be told in time order. Whereas non-chronological reports, they do not appear in time order, okay? Now, a non-chronological report gives information about a topic, okay? And we're going to explore a non-chronological report now. And the topic that we are reading about is blue whales. So this is a non-chronological report on blue whales. So I'd like you to sit back and listen carefully as I read it out. And I want you to try and remember some of the facts that are shared in this non-chronological report. Okay, so blue whales. Introduction. In this report, you will learn about blue whales. The blue whale is the biggest animal on Earth. They are mammals and they live in the sea. What is the blue whale's habitat? Blue whales can be found in every ocean on our planet. They travel between the oceans looking for food. Normally, blue whales travel alone or in pairs, but sometimes they travel in small groups called pods. What do they eat? Blue whales are carnivores. They eat tiny shrimp-like animals called krill. They eat about 40 million krill each day. Wow. How big are blue whales? Blue whales are over 30 meters long and weigh more than 140 tons. They are heavier than 25 elephants and their heart is the same size as a small car. Fantastic. Okay, so lots of information about blue whales. Now, as well as the writing under our subheadings, there's some other writing here under our pictures. So this picture here, I can find out what it is showing by reading the caption. Let's read the caption. Blue whales sometimes swim in small groups called pods. Okay, so that's showing a picture of the whales swimming in a small group, which we know is called a pod. Okay, now in this picture, I have some sort of creature, okay? Blue whales eat krill. Okay, so that picture must be of what a krill looks like. Brilliant. We have another type of visual bit of information here now. We have got a diagram, and this diagram is showing the features of a blue whale. Okay, so I can see that here it has a blowhole. It's got a large tongue. We've got grooves running down their throat that expand when they take in seawater filled with krill. And we've got small fin here, okay? So lots of information about blue whales on our page. I hope you enjoyed listening to the facts about blue whales. Okay, so you may have noticed, year ones, that lots of the features of this non-chronological report are the same as some of the features we explored yesterday in our non-fiction books, okay? So in this non-chronological report, we have got a heading, some subheadings, a caption, picture, information, and diagrams with labels. Now, I have drawn lines pointing to different parts of our non-chronological report. Do you think you can match each of the features to the red line? So for example, I know this one here, blue whales, is the heading. Okay, so I'm going to move that there. Can you pause the video now and see if you can match up the rest of the features? Okay, so hopefully year ones, you've had a go at doing that. So hopefully you have seen that this one here is another type of heading. It's a heading under the main heading, so we call that a subheading. Okay, now these red lines are pointing to two bits here. They're pointing to the information underneath the subheadings. So I'm going to label that with information. Hopefully we all got this one. This one is of course a picture. And we know that under a picture there is a sentence or two which explains what that picture is showing, and we call that a caption. And then finally here we've got a diagram of a blue whale, and it's showing the different features of it. So diagram with labels. Brilliant. Well done, year ones. So I've got a couple more questions I want us to think about our non-chronological report. So my first question is, why do we have an introduction? So why is there an introduction in a non-chronological report? My second question I'd like you to have a little think about is, why are there some words in bold? Okay, so there's some words in bold. Bold means that they're a little bit darker. So you can see here, it's a word in bold, and another one here, another word here in bold. Can spot another one here. Okay, so why are there some words in bold? Now you may remember this from yesterday. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is just pause the video and have a little chat with someone who's at home with you, okay, about these questions. You don't have to write them down, just having a little think or having a little chat. Okay, year ones, hopefully you've had some thinking time then. So why do we have an introduction? So we can see here in our non-chronological report is our introduction. I'm going to read my introduction to you all now. So in this report, you will learn about blue whales. The blue whale is the biggest animal on Earth. They are mammals and they live in the sea. So why do we have an introduction? Now, I can see in my introduction that we are introducing what the report is about. We are telling the reader what the report will be about, and we know it's about blue whales. It then explains what a blue whale is. So the purpose of an introduction is to inform the reader, so to tell the reader what the report is going to be about. It's very important. Now, why are there some words in bold? Okay, now hopefully you remembered yesterday that some of the words in bold are some words which perhaps you might not know the meaning of. They might be more technical or scientific words. Can you remember where we might look to see where the name, what these words mean? What part of a non-fiction book can we look in to find out what these words mean? That's right, year ones, it's the glossary. So we are actually going to make the glossary now together for the non-chronological report about blue whales. So we have got krill, pods, carnivore and mammals. Those are words that are all in bold. Now the definitions, so the meaning of those words are in blue here, but they've been jumbled all up, okay, so mixed all up. Can you match the word to the definition? So have a pause of the video. You don't need to write this down, just have a little look and see which word matches the definition. So pause your video now. Okay, year ones, hopefully you've had a little go at that. Now don't worry too much if you don't know the answers. We're going to go through them now. So krill. Now I can remember something about krill from my report. Okay, so krill, oh yes, it's what the blue whales eat. It's a small sea creature. Okay, so that one's a small sea creature that blue whales eat. Now I remember from my non-chronological report that they look a little bit like shrimps, okay, and they're very small. Okay, my next word then, pods. Pods. So which one do I think is the meaning? Now I know that a pod is a small group of whales. Now normally whales travel on their own or in pairs, but sometimes they travel in groups, and when they do, we call that a pod. They are traveling in as a pod. Okay, carnivore. Ooh, carnivore, a mammal. Now, I know that a carnivore is an animal that eats other animals. So I'm going to move that one here. A carnivore is an animal that eats other animals. So a blue whale is a carnivore because it eats krill, okay? It's a living animal that it eats. Now, that must mean that my last one, mammal, is an animal that gives birth to live young. Okay, so a whale is a mammal because they give birth to live young, just like humans do, because humans are mammals as well. Okay, well done, year one. We have created our glossary. Okay, so we've used definitions here, meanings of the word. Well done. Okay, so today's main learning is to answer questions from a non-fiction text. So it's really important, as well as reading information, is to be able to take it in, okay, and understand it. So we're going to answer some questions today, and this is your main learning for the day. So this is what you're going to be recording into your books. So you have 5 questions to answer. I'm going to read out each of those questions to you now. So number 1 is, where do blue whales live? So where do blue whales live? Number 2 is, what do blue whales eat? Number 3 is, how long are blue whales? Number 4 is, complete the sentence. The blue whale is the something animal on Earth. And question 5 is, how do blue whales travel? Now, all of these questions, the answers to them will be found in the non-chronological text. Okay, so what I would like you to do is, in a minute, pause the video and answer each of these questions into your book. So you can write today's date, and you can write number 1 and put your answer, number 2, put your answer, and so on. Okay, now we're going to go through the answers in a minute. So what I'd like you to do now is just pause the video. Okay, and once you've answered all 5 questions, then you can press play again, because we'll be going through the answers together. Okay, year ones, hopefully you have enjoyed reading our blue whale report again and answering those questions. And what you have just done is called reading comprehension. You have comprehended, so you have understood the text by answering the questions, okay? So that's a really important skill to practice. Make sure that you do that lots when you're reading at home as well, answering questions about the text. So let's go through the answers. Number 1, where do blue whales live? Okay, now I'm going to look through my non-chronological text. Where do blue whales live? Now, I'm sure there's a subheading about where blue whales live. That's right. What is the blue whale's habitat? I know habitat is where an animal lives. So I must be able to find the information to this question in this paragraph. Blue whales can be found in every ocean on our planet, okay? So they can be found in every ocean. They live in the sea. And I can see actually it was also said that in our introduction that they live in the sea. Okay, so hopefully you have got the answer in the sea or in the ocean or in every ocean on our planet, okay? Well done. Question 2, what do blue whales eat? Okay, now I know there's another subheading about what blue whales eat. Let me find that. Okay, oh, here we go. What do they eat? Let me read that information. Blue whales are carnivores. They eat tiny shrimp-like animals called krill. Okay, there's my answer. What do blue whales eat? They eat krill. Okay, my next one is, how long are blue whales? So I'm sure there's something about the length and the size of blue whales in my last subheading. How big are blue whales? Let me read that information through again. Blue whales are over 30 meters long and they weigh more than 140 tons. Now, what do they want to find out? They want to know how long, okay, blue whales are, and I can see that blue whales are over 30 meters long. So hopefully you have got the answer, 30 meters. Okay, question 4, complete the sentence. The blue whale is the something animal on earth. Okay, now I remember it's in the introduction, we learn a really interesting fact. We read, it says the blue whale is the biggest animal on earth. Wow, it's the biggest animal on earth. Hopefully you found that information as well from our text. Okay, now our last question is, how do blue whales normally travel? Okay, now I know there's lots of information about how they travel. We want to find out how they normally travel. So that's our key word that we're looking out for. Let's see, I'm sure it was somewhere around here. So blue whales can be found in every ocean on our planet. They travel between the oceans looking for food. Normally, blue whales travel alone or in pairs, but sometimes they travel in small groups called pods. Okay, so when I read that sentence again, I can see that normally blue whales travel alone or in pairs, and that's the part of the sentence that we need to put in our answer. So they normally travel alone or in pairs. Okay, year ones, hopefully you got the same answers as I did, and hopefully you enjoyed looking back through that text and answering those questions. As I said earlier, it's a really important skill to be able to comprehend what we read, so be able to take in all of the information and understand it. Okay, so that's your learning for today, year ones. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you can keep practicing that skill of reading comprehension with some other non-fiction books that you may be reading at home. Okay, look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.